Yeah, this is the car nobody expected. A two-door Tesla under $15,000 releasing this December, and it's going to disrupt the entire auto industry.
It may sound unusual to imagine a Tesla with only two doors leading the next wave of electric cars, but that is exactly what is happening. In the year 2026, Tesla chose to break its own traditions and revealed a model that absolutely nobody saw coming, the fresh and surprising Model 2. And no, this is not just a smaller Model 3. It is a complete reinvention, sharper, more purposeful, and filled with design choices that are already making rival companies extremely nervous. The two-door hatchback, which arrives costing less than $15,000, proves one thing very clearly. A low price does not have to mean a basic-looking car. And anyone expecting a tight, cramped little compact will be shocked by what this beauty offers inside. Even though the Model 2 is almost 23 centimeters shorter and 8 centimeters lower than the Model 3, it still delivers a larger interior. Yes, larger. The cabin and trunk together reach a total of 2,450 liters. That means up to 20% more usable volume. And this achievement was only possible because of a clever engineering move. Tesla redesigned the entire roof structure, changed the angle of the rear pillar, and lifted the trunk lid to create a new hatchback shape that is far more practical. It looks like a simple design change, but in real life it transforms the entire experience. What really completes the picture is the invisible engineering underneath. By shifting the rear motor slightly forward and relocating the cooling modules under the rear subframe, Tesla managed to achieve a completely flat floor. This is the sort of change you do not notice until you actually use the car, and then everything suddenly feels more efficient. The trunk gains more depth, the airflow at the back becomes smoother, and the whole vehicle feels more balanced. It is not just about carrying more belongings. It is about doing it with elegance, cleverness, and true efficiency. From the outside, you would never imagine how much hidden engineering this little car contains. Even though it is a two-door vehicle, it does not force passengers to squeeze inside awkwardly. The front doors open generously, about 1.15 meters wide, with a wide 37-degree opening angle. These numbers are comparable to far more expensive two-door luxury models like the BMW 2 Series. Add to that the fact that the seats are thinner and the dashboard has been pushed slightly deeper toward the windshield, giving rear passengers an extra 42 millimeters of knee room. These may sound like small adjustments, but together they show how carefully Tesla worked to avoid compromising comfort even while keeping the car compact. The Model 2 was also shaped with city life in mind, and this becomes obvious even in the simple action of entering or exiting the car in small parking spaces. The shorter length helps, yes, but the real magic is the brilliant use of interior volume. Tesla understood that it is not about making the car longer or taller, but about redesigning how each centimeter truly matters. And honestly, very few automakers in the world would take such bold risks with a low-price entry model. But Elon Musk seems far more interested in surprising people than following the safe predictable path. Before going further, here is a tiny and unique request. If you are enjoying this deep dive and want more intelligent breakdowns from Auto Intel, make sure you subscribe right now. Your support motivates us to bring more powerful stories and futuristic updates your way. Now back to the story. The Model 2 delivers something that many new electric car buyers have been longing for. It gives the feeling of the perfect first car, but with a premium personality. Everything about it is crafted to impress the person buying their first electric vehicle without making them feel like they sacrificed quality or sense of style. It is simple where it should be simple and brilliant where it can make a meaningful difference. Someone who has never owned a Tesla will feel spoiled by the experience. Someone who has owned a Tesla before will be shocked by how much innovation has been packed into such a low-cost model. Another detail that immediately stands out is the overall balance of the design. The Model 2 has sharp proportions, smooth surfaces, and a raised rear end that gives it a planted, confident stance. It is compact, yes, but it looks modern without appearing exaggerated, youthful without resembling a toy. It is a car that fits both a college student and a business professional. Its visual neutrality combined with Tesla's strong style identity makes it a kind of flexible wildcard in the entire lineup. But the daring design does not stop at the body shape or interior space. It carries into how the Model 2 behaves on real streets. And this is where it becomes clear that it was built for the modern urban world. With a turning circle of just 5.15 meters, which is even tighter than that of a Mazda Miata, the Model 2 can complete a full turn on narrow streets where most electric cars would struggle and need 2 or 3 moves. It feels like Tesla created a car that understands the daily frustration of trying to exit a tight parking spot during rush hour traffic. And this benefit is not just for people living in giant cities. Even in small towns, this agility completely changes the experience. The moment you start driving, you feel the lightness. The vehicle weighs a bit less than 1,150 kilograms, and this was not a random number. Tesla made a huge investment in its 9,000-ton Giga press machine, molding the entire rear structure of the Model 2 in one single aluminum piece. This reduced welding points by about 40% and cut assembly time by 67%. Production energy use also dropped by almost 30% compared to the Model 3. In other words, less energy consumed at the factory and more efficiency delivered to the customer's wallet. The resulting structure is impressively solid. With fewer joints and seams, the car gains stronger rigidity, which translates directly into improved safety and better cornering stability. The Model 2 does not wobble unnecessarily, does not vibrate where it should stay quiet, and reacts quickly to steering commands. Even though this is Tesla's lowest-priced vehicle, it clearly inherited the DNA of far more expensive models. This is something you do not notice on paper but absolutely feel with your entire body when you drive it. Speaking of driving feel, the Model 2's steering calibration is more like a sporty car than a typical small city compact. The new front suspension geometry and low overall weight give the steering a responsive, almost predictive behavior. It feels like the car is reading your mind and responding instantly. This is fun, but also incredibly useful in heavy city traffic where quick reactions matter. Once again, it feels like you are driving something far more premium than the price suggests. The urban-focused design also shows in the way the Model 2 uses energy. Every single component has been thought through to reduce energy usage without weakening performance. The car is light, but not fragile. It is engineered to handle daily city punishments such as potholes, sharp bumps, and constant stop-and-go braking. For anyone who drives long distances within the city and does not want to waste countless minutes charging, this kind of optimization is extremely valuable. Nobody wants to be stuck at a charger when time is limited. Another fascinating detail is the weight distribution. Even with the huge rear casting, the battery and motor positions were carefully selected to keep the center of gravity low and evenly centered. This creates a rare balance in such a small vehicle. Many compact cars tend to oversteer or tilt forward aggressively when braking into corners, but the Model 2 remains stable, predictable, and comfortable even at high speeds or tight turns. The most incredible part of this entire achievement is how the Model 2 makes extremely complex engineering look simple. Combining low weight with high rigidity is not easy, yet Tesla managed to make it feel natural. This was possible because Tesla did not just change the finishes, it changed the entire foundation of how the car is built. This is an engineering jump that few car companies are willing to take, especially for a model sold under $15,000. While many cut corners on what the customer notices, Tesla invested heavily in what the customer actually feels. Once you understand its structure, what starts drawing your attention next is its front design. The Model 2's headlight system is a complete game changer. Instead of the usual two headlight clusters, Tesla used a single continuous light strip across the entire front, taking inspiration from the clean and futuristic Cybertruck aesthetic. It might seem risky for a low-cost car, but that boldness is precisely what makes it unforgettable. Yet this headlight is not just stylish. It is smart, energy-saving, and extremely efficient. The entire system uses only 92 watts, even at maximum brightness. That is about 25% less than the Model 3 Highland headlights. And here is where the true magic appears. Lower energy usage means more driving range. Real-world testing shows that this single improvement alone gives up to 5 more kilometers of driving per charge. It may sound small, but for a city vehicle, every extra kilometer counts. Behind this beautiful light strip is some impressive engineering. The lighting chips are the Osram Olin black flat units, producing around 1,800 lumens per watt. They operate at 9.8 volts, which is lower than the usual 12-volt standard. This already shows how deeply Tesla pushed for efficiency. Inside the housing, Tesla changed the entire architecture. Instead of several modules with connectors and metal heat sinks, the Model 2 headlight uses a single sealed aluminum chamber with one circuit board and a single high-voltage connector. This reduced electrical connection points from 46 down to 18, a huge drop that lowers risk of malfunction and improves durability. This also means fewer chances for water damage, electrical failure, or flickering issues, especially in places with humidity or extreme heat and cold. Tesla also added a vacuum reflective coating inside the housing, extending the high beam illumination distance to about 155 meters without adding more LEDs or increasing power use. This was achieved purely through precision engineering. And yes, the headlight assembly even weighs less. The new design removed 1.6 kilograms from the front, which slightly improves weight distribution and enhances steering at higher speeds. This change nearly saves Tesla around $85 per vehicle. For a mass production car, that savings adds up quickly. All of this proves that Tesla did not make changes just to impress people. It made changes that genuinely improve efficiency, range, safety, reliability, and even appearance. It is rare to see such a complete improvement done with so much detail, especially for the most affordable Tesla model. You could call this headlight a quiet statement that says, less is more when less is intelligently executed. Now comes one of the most unusual aspects of the Model 2. What is it made of? Once again, Tesla chose a path almost nobody expected. Instead of using normal paint with layers of primer, color coat, and clear coat which require water, chemicals, and massive energy, Tesla decided to attempt something radically different. A car without traditional paint. Yes, without a single drop of typical automotive paint. The Model 2 might be the first widely produced Tesla to roll off the line with zero paint layers. This innovation was possible because Tesla developed a fresh metal alloy combining steel, aluminum, and manganese. This alloy is naturally resistant to scratching, oxidation, and ultraviolet sunlight. It is around 8% lighter than the alloy used in the Model 3, removing around 45 kilograms from the vehicle. But the exciting part is not just the weight. The new material is around 15% stiffer, meaning reduced twisting under force, improved stability, and higher structural strength. The finishing method is equally futuristic. Instead of liquid paint, Tesla uses a dry vapor layer that bonds directly to the metal surface. This creates a matte satin texture that looks like something from a movie about the future. It does not peel, does not fade, and requires far less maintenance compared to traditional paint. For the owner, this means fewer worries. For the environment, it means huge reductions in pollution. Tesla estimates that this shift alone cuts around 40 kilograms of carbon dioxide emissions per vehicle. And at the end of the car's life, recycling becomes easier due to the lack of paint layers. It also eliminates one of the most expensive stages of building cars, the painting booth. Traditional painting can cost up to $3,000 per vehicle when you consider energy, labor, and materials. The dry finish method nearly eliminates that cost, helping Tesla keep the Model 2 price low or reinvest money into batteries and technology. From a style standpoint, some people adore the raw metallic appearance that resembles robots or space equipment. Some people do not like it and prefer the glossy look of normal paint. But there is no denying that it stands out on the street. This industrial and sci-fi style perfectly fits the Model 2's personality as a futuristic car. It is not trying to look like a typical sedan. It wants to look like tomorrow. And in many ways, it succeeds. And as if all of this innovation was not enough, Tesla even reworked two often ignored parts of every car, the door handles and the side mirrors. Most automakers only change these for appearance reasons, but Tesla redesigned them with real purpose. The new door handle may look simple, but it is one of the most meaningful upgrades in the vehicle. The old recessed Model 3 handle required specific pressure to open. It has now been replaced with a new horizontal pull handle that reduces the required force from 30 newtons to just 18 newtons. This may sound minor, but the ease of use is noticeably better. In freezing weather tests, the new handle survived 980 cycles without jamming, while the old design began struggling after 170 cycles because ice collected inside the mechanism. Inside the assembly, moving parts were reduced from 9 to 5. Fewer moving parts mean less wear and fewer chances of failure. Anyone who has ever struggled with a stuck door knows how valuable that is. This new design also lets Tesla technicians handle repairs faster, shaving almost 1 minute per door during factory assembly, which saves time and money at scale. The mirrors also received careful attention. The reflective area increased from 35 to 39 square inches, giving about 4 more inches of side visibility. This decreases the blind spot to less than 1.9 degrees, better than any compact electric car sold in North America. This is a huge advantage for busy city driving, especially around cyclists, pedestrians, and motorcycles weaving between lanes.